What's happening, team? Welcome to today's video. It is bright this morning. Look at it. Beautiful, beautiful day in London. It's Saturday, it's a weekend. We're up early. We've done a bit of work. We're going to train, but I'm going to talk to you basically today. One of the topics that I got suggested to do on one of my YouTube videos was how I got involved with Under Armour. Now, it was my 2-year anniversary with Under Armour, actually. There we go, don't worry about it, repping them always. So yesterday, it was a 2-year flashback of when I first signed with Under Armour, which was way back in, I say way back, it wasn't really that long ago. But anyway, August 2018. It's been 2 years already. It's mad. It's been such a good journey. Such an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful that I've been able to kind of just cement myself within a company that has insane values, that really resonates with me. And we've just had loads of fun working together. So today's video is just to give you a bit of an insight into how I was able to get that gig, what the role entails a little bit, kind of what's the plans for the futures, and then if any of you who's in the fitness industry, who's thinking about maybe trying to get in with a company like Under Armour or a brand, or you want to try and see what the opportunity is or the route is to get in, I'm going to try and give you some tips and offer you guys a bit of advice as to how you might be able to put yourself in the right position for that role. So let's start. You know, it's serious today, Saturday morning. We've got the tripod up. We've got the Strong Body Academy about to kick off. Well, it is. Just talk to us about what that is a little bit. What is the SBA, or the Strong Body Academy?
SBA is like a Kickstarter for women who either want to learn more about lifting technique, want to get stronger, maybe haven't been to a gym yet and want to intro themselves into that, learn a bit more about lifting techniques, and yeah, just get strong, empowered, confident. Gains. Strong,
empowered and confident. That's what it is. That's what it's about. Ladies, if you're new to lifting and you want to be a part of a sick community, then you need to look no further than my amazing fiance, George, who's more ripped than me and also stronger than me. So there you go. Maybe I should join it too. The question is, how did you get involved with a brand like Under Armour? We were actually just returning from a wedding in LA. One of our closest friends' wedding. It was in 2018. I had been in the fitness industry for about, let's say, just under a year, but we landed ourselves in the fitness industry. I managed to get some work experience at a place called Ministry Does Fitness. I became a coach there. Whilst I was a coach at Ministry, I was CrossFit coaching as well, and I was also PTing. Now, there was always a desire for me to work at Barry's. Obviously, as a client, when I used to be in an office, I was always there. I used to always attend classes. I knew a lot of trainers there. And when I realized that I had potential to work in the fitness industry, I was like, okay, the only end result is there. So I applied for Barry's teacher training in November. It all went well, and I managed to start working there in December 2017. So you could say that like I was in the limelight properly, obviously, because as a platform, it's huge there and you get kind of leveraged a little bit and it's amazing. So let's say from the beginning of the year in January 2018 to about May, I had 5 months where I was kind of surrounding myself with some of the top trainers within London, and I was kind of riding this amazing wave. So we had just returned from a wedding in April in LA, and I got a message from a marketing company. They were called Engine. It was a girl called Gemma. If you are watching this video, so the Gem, I remember, she invited me to the Riding House Cafe, and she wanted to talk to me about an opportunity with Under Armour, and I had no idea what it was about. She just said, we're beginning this thing called the UA Collective. It was called the UA Collective way back then. And they were looking for 4 athletes, 4 trainers, 4 individuals to represent Under Armour within the UK. Now, Under Armour's obviously got a huge presence in America. They're massive. Obviously, with the NBA, the NFL, they work with some amazing professional athletes. They're very, very well known worldwide. But within the London fitness market and the UK fitness market, for people on the floor like us, just regular fitness enthusiasts, you know, trainers, and just people who like to attend the gym, there wasn't really much of a presence yet in London. So they were looking for people to kind of represent the brand within the UK and London, and to kind of take UA further. So I was one of the people that they selected, and I remember sitting down at this cafe. You could say that I was still very, very early on into my fitness career, and I was like, what the fuck is this about? Like, literally, I was like, how do they see anything in me I've literally just been working in the fitness industry for like under a year, and I had no idea. Like I was really overwhelmed at the time. I remember having chats with Izzy and my parents and my sister, and I was just like, are they for real? When I eventually met UA and the team and I decided to work with them and sign the contract, I was chatting to them, and apparently they were like, yeah, we've just been kind of watching you for the last 6 months and we really liked what you're about and your message, and we decided that we really wanted to work with you. So that's effectively the story as to how I got in with Under Armour. It was completely natural. I didn't reach out to them. I'm sure you can reach out to, you know, brands and companies and ask them if there is a way in, but for me, I just got really lucky. The opportunity kind of came to me. I was just absolutely on cloud 9 because I was working in an office in marketing. I hated my job. I went through a real kind of rough phase for a few years, or like, you know, 18 months where shit got hard, but then I landed my, you know, role in the fitness industry, and I was just super happy. I was just focusing, I was working hard, I was waking up with energy every day, and this opportunity landed and I took it. And 2 years in, my position within the company is way, way higher, and I'm very, very proud to say that because I feel like I've worked hard for it. And you should always celebrate your wins and celebrate your successes. But let's go train. We're gonna hit a watt bike session, courtesy of Ollie Marchon. I'm actually following his program at the minute. The Marchon lads, they're wicked. So I'm gonna do a little watt bike session with some intervals with weights as well. So hopefully about maybe, I don't know, maybe sort of half an hour. We're gonna smash that, and then we're gonna have some breakfast, and then we're gonna talk about UA. That was good. Whew. That was real good. Literally, pair of dumbbells, watt bike. Sometimes that's all you need. So basically what it was you had to do 16 calories at the beginning, and then every 3 minutes after that. So 16 calories on a row or on a bike, whatever you got, just do 16 calories. And then once you finish your 16 calories, the first set of weight exercises is gonna be 100 walking lunges. Obviously I can walk, but I just did just regular lunges. So left and right is obviously 2 reps, so 100 lunges. And then you move on to 100 push press, so 50 on each side. And then the last one is 100 dumbbell snatches, 50 on each side. And then every 3 minutes you got to do the 16 cals. So it's quite good. I think I did it in like 24, 25 something. It's a good little sweat, feel good. I'm gonna go have a quick shower, have some breakfast, and then let's get chatting. Izzy's just finishing her class, so while she's finishing, oh, how about this? I thought it'd be quite nice to talk to you guys about essentially, like, you know, Under Armour as well as obviously a fitness brand and as a company. Now, you know, the one thing I really love about Under Armour, and I think one of the things that really attracted me to them, is their whole concept of like literally just hard work. And it's a saying that like you want to be the hardest worker in the room, and I love that because it's not about how talented you are, okay, or how lean you are, or how fit you are, or how smart you are, or anything. It's about the will inside you. You know, no matter what's happening around you, you can always find that will to take you forward. And for me, in my personal story of kind of, you know, the adversity and the trials and tribulations that I've had to face sometimes in my life to get to where I want to be, when I first signed for them, that really resonated with me. You know, I used to have a really bad stammer. You know, as you can see there, some sort of words and things, it still really shines out, but I used to have a real bad one when I was younger. You know, I wasn't able to talk, I wasn't able to order food on my own, I wasn't able to read out in class, even up until very recently. When I was working in the 9 to 5, I wasn't able to present. I was working in an office, which is probably a large reason why I actually began working in an office. And you know, because I was afraid of anything front facing, I was afraid of of interacting. I was afraid of phone calls. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even public speak at all. Like, it was my largest nemesis. So to think what I'm doing now is in my mind, at one point I wouldn't have even dreamed of it. But I'm actually going to do another video of how I kind of got to where I am today, and I'll elaborate more on that. But I feel like it was quite a nice tie-in, because one of the values of them is hard work and adversity, and you know exactly what I said, no matter what's happening around you or your circumstances or how you're feeling, if the will inside is there, then you're always going to find a way through. Hence our slogan this year is the only way is through. And with regards to like social media and posting and content and everything, they want to keep it as natural as they can. A lot of the time you'll see my videos and all of my Instas and my IG, even when with my workout videos, it's just all real, and a lot of it is unedited. It's just kind of like trying to capture the raw shit, which is, in my opinion, the best shit. But that's a little story into kind of the values of UA and why I feel like I am almost a perfect match for them, and I feel like they are also a perfect match for me, because at the end of the day, it's not about you wanting to work with the brand, it's also what the brand can offer you as well. You know, it works two ways. Right, she's almost finished. Shower time, breakfast time, and then I'll see you on the other side. Right, workout done, shower done. I'm wearing my rock vest. Hopefully if I eat as much as him, I might be able to get as big as him as well, but I can't make any promises with that. But anyway, we're here, we're gonna talk about UA. I've got some oats every day. Got some oats, some protein powder, some apple, and a bit of peanut butter, and then we've got coffee, and that is gonna be the breakfast this morning. So, let's start. The one thing which I'm trying to elaborate and kind of give you guys information on is not just to talk about essentially, you know, me and obviously why I'm with UA, but also what the role entails a little bit as well. Initially, when I signed for them in 2018, the role was purely like social media, obviously trying to get awareness out there, from products to kit, to talking about kit, to reviews, to attending events, to just like general promotion. And their main job was to expand their presence and obviously become more of a force to be reckoned with along the lines of, say, Adidas and Nike and Gymshark, who are all like huge. I think anyone who's managed to get their hands on product over the last like few years or even months, the kit and the innovation is just, you know, it's insane. My role specifically was obviously more like social media and stuff, but then my first real opportunity came in November 2018 when I was flown out to New York to record a YouTube series for Under Armour Global, which was essentially a training series for Under Armour that they were set to release in January 2019, which was to give the kind of focused performer something to hit the ground running with. It's kind of like a new year, new me, but there would be training, a plan, a full training plan and a nutrition plan, which you could essentially follow like along to. So there were three of us kind of leading the show. And for me, this was a real landmark kind of occasion, a real accolade. Like, and just once again, I was so shocked that I was even selected to go and attend or be part of the show. You know, to film anything that it will have like a worldwide kind of reach, to be selected amongst all the trainers, it's just insane. You know, Instagram nowadays is one of those things where everyone is watching you. If you're a trainer, if you're someone in the limelight, everyone is watching you, and there's so much attention on you, and without you even really realizing, there are eyes on you that you don't know about. Now, it's really important just to, you know, you need to just act yourself. You need to act yourself. You need to communicate what you're passionate about, and you just need to have fun with it. And this word authenticity is kind of not really authentic anymore, which is a bit of which is ironic. But like, you need to be authentic, and the more authentic you are, and the more you can just act yourself, I think you're way more in a likely position to position yourself to, you know, for things that you want in life. From the time I was signed to them receiving opportunities, all I've done on Instagram is my platform just to communicate my love for fitness, my knowledge. I'm always trying to develop as a coach, and Under Armour have developed me as a coach, but what they've also done as well is develop me as a person. I don't really have amazing presenting skills, but now I feel like my presenting skills are really, really good, because I've been in front of the camera so much. I've recorded videos with them, I've presented things, I've filmed this YouTube series. You know, the camera is something which you need to have practice and they've really developed me not only as a coach, but in terms of my overall skill set. So for me, that is the most important thing, that this relationship, this partnership has been something that I've managed to get so much out of, as well as a whole load of free kids as well. But that was like a real landmark occasion for me. And for me, I felt like that was a turning point where I realized that even though I was only kind of like 3-4 months into this relationship with UA, I was like, I am here to stay. I really see myself working with them. And ever since then, it's been an amazing opportunity. So amongst all the amazing experiences, like I've obviously had some amazing trips, and it's important to also recognize that these trips aren't just like trips to have fun, like they're educational trips, and they're part and parcel of the vision for Under Armour. So obviously after the UA 360 in November in New York in 2018, we flew to Oregon, which was the next kind of like landmark trip, was a trip to the Human Performance Center in Oregon. So the Human Performance Center is something that professional athletes use to train, to work on their health, their recovery. Under Armour, at the end of the day, is a human performance brand. So the Human Performance Center is kind of where all the magic happens and where everything is developed. In between, I've done an interview for London Wasps. Now, obviously, I'm a massive rugby fan, so UA obviously sent me to Wasps, to Coventry, to interview and to once again present and to record things for the Wasps team in the launch to the 2019-2020 season. So I was able to meet a lot of my favorite athletes and a lot of my favorite players of the team. I am actually like a Wasps fan, which was again insane. We went to Cardiff, me and Harry, who was a trainer at the time. We went to Cardiff before the Six Nations in 2019 again to present and to interview a few of the Welsh Rugby Union. So, you know, my role as not only a trainer and someone on social media, but now just kind of gravitating towards the presenting thing, I've kind of taken away with that now. I've kind of run with that. I really expressed interest. For me, I sort of said to them, I was like, look guys, like as much as I want to have a presence on social media and everyone knows me on social media, I also want to position myself within the company now as a trainer, someone that will be, you know, looked at as someone who's a credible trainer and also someone who can present as well. For me, all those things are intertwined, and I'm slowly working on all those things. So the opportunity is just mad. And then the most recent trip has been the trip in 2020 to Baltimore, which is again the Under Armour HQ, and to see the head office, you know, kind of where it all began. And you know, this was only a few months ago, the start of the year, and then suddenly I came back and we went into lockdown. So it has been a wicked ride. And again, I'm not just saying this to try and obviously maybe show off. I'm saying this to try and just kind of give you guys a bit of an insight into the support and love I receive from UA as a company, and they're investing in me to develop me, and that is the mark of a relationship, of a real relationship. And I think everyone sees the Instagram stuff, they see the social media stuff, they see the kit drops, and they think, oh, you know, that's easy, but it's actually, there's an expectation for you as well to deliver. And as long as you are on it, okay, you've got a responsibility to carry, you know, the name of the brand and to represent what the brand is all about. So that's kind of the experiences I've had, and now I feel like it's really important just to give you guys an insight into, if you guys are looking to, you know, find opportunities within brands such as Under Armour or anyone else, what some of the tips which I would give you to be at the top of your game, to make sure that you just position yourself, okay, to attract those opportunities. So let me finish my breakfast and then we're going to talk about that. One of the most common questions I get on Instagram, people always message out and they go, oh man, it's so, you know, fucking sick what you guys are doing with UA. Like, I would love to maybe do that. Do you have any advice how to get in with UA and or anyone else or any other brand for that matter? And what I would say is, you shouldn't chase it. Let it come to you. Now, what I mean by that is, like, only just from my personal experience, you know, ever since I got into the industry, my number one role and my number one priority is to be the number one coach and trainer that I can be. Full of knowledge. I'm always trying to learn. There's always something that you can learn and position yourself and just to share with your followers and whoever it is that is watching you. If you go chasing opportunities like this, the reality is I don't think it will come. It needs to come to you. And if the sole result is purely just for like, oh, I want to upload this because I'm really hoping that Under Armour like are watching me, it's not really that kind of real. I think that's my first, piece of advice, is that let the opportunities come to you, and the more you can focus on you, and the more you can focus on developing literally only you and just being happy where you are, hopefully you'll put yourself in the right positions to attract those opportunities. Tip number 2 is and this kind of ties into tip number 1, is just to be yourself. When you start chasing things in life, I feel like you lose focus of who you really are and kind of what you are about. So again, let's say someone's like, oh, I really want to impress, X, or I really want to impress Y, even if it's like a female, or, let's say, you're a lad and you're trying to, like impress someone. And it's like, you always end up just doing weird shit. And I think on social media, I think that's what I see a lot of, is that people try to impress everything that's around them, and they lose focus of what they're about. So authenticity is so important. You need to be yourself. You know what? I'm not everyone's cup of tea, in the sense that, like, I'm not very controversial. I am just who I am, and I'm just me, and I always have been me. I've got loads of friends in my inner circle who, even though we're all close friends, we're nothing alike. And what I put out on social media, through sort of having a philosophy degree, and I like to think a lot and I like to chat a lot. My captions are long. Some of my friends look at that and they're like, wow, I would never upload the shit you do, but they understand why, because we're all ourselves and we're all authentic. And I think that that's so important, is that no matter what you see around you and no matter who you think you need to impress, if you're always trying to impress someone else, it's just never going to work. Okay, so tip number 1, you shouldn't necessarily chase it. Let it come to you by just trying to be the best coach you can be. All right, guys, tip number 3 is just knowledge. Knowledge is power, I think, at the end of the day. I think the number 1 thing which I'm trying to say is that you just need to be yourself, and you need to be the best coach you can be. And tip number 3 is all about that. It's about showcasing your knowledge. The industry's small still, but it's very saturated, and there's trainers on top of trainers on top of trainers. So, coffee machine, how rude. 1 minute. Sorry if I was rudely interrupted by my coffee machine. Knowledge is power. There's trainers on top of trainers on top of trainers on top of trainers. And I think, again, this is the thing, is that you want to showcase your knowledge, but showcase your knowledge in a real, authentic way that is natural to you. Because if you're trying to showcase your knowledge, but you're trying to stand out unnecessarily, the likelihood is you might start uploading stuff that is going to make you think like you're separating yourself and trying to be different, but you end up just going to look like a dick. So you just need to have the knowledge, you need to be passionate, and you need to communicate what you are passionate about and say it in your tone of voice. Brands will know, they will pick up on it. They are not idiots. They are watching, and they know who's fake, and they know who's real, and they know who they want to work with. If you're trying to impress someone, it's never going to work. If you're trying to chase it, it's never going to work. And if you're trying to stand out by trying to say things in not a real, authentic and genuine way that is not in line with your kind of values, it's never going to work. And I think that this is the most important thing as well. You should never chase something because you think it's a cool opportunity. Yes, on the surface, working with a brand such as Under Armour or anyone else seems cool. Is it aligned with you? Me and Under Armour are very much aligned. Our values are very, very similar. Exactly what I was saying earlier in the video. It resonated with me. The message really resonates with me, and which is why I think I'm a perfect fit for them, and likewise why I think they are a perfect fit with me. If it's one thing I learned in my 9 to 5 and working in marketing, is that your values have to be aligned. There are some brands that reach out to me on Instagram that I would never and never ever work with, even though there might be financial opportunity involved, just because, again, it's not really in line with my values or my mission. It has to make sense. It has to be real, and it has to fit in line with your mission and your values. And if you don't know what your values are, if you don't know what your mission is, we'll sit down, make a mind map, and find out what that is, because I think that's the most important thing in life, is understanding what your message is and how you communicate that in the most real and natural way, and always be true to yourself. So that's it. Tip number 1, never chase. Tip number 2, authenticity. And tip number 3, showcase your knowledge, again, in just a real way. So guys, we're going to wrap it up there. You know, this is just a real quick kind of insight into my role as a coach with Under Armour, my role previously, what the plan is now for the future. You know, I've been now with them for 2 years, and hopefully I'm going to be with them for a lot kind of longer. I really see my role changing a little bit, so as of next year I'm hoping to kind of see myself as more of a trainer and be working a bit more, you know, behind the scenes on kind of training related stuff, and hopefully continuing to present and be involved with more opportunities along the presenting as well. Just continue to be yourselves, okay? You are a coach for a reason. Showcase that knowledge, have fun. Please do not act like a twat or a dick, okay? You don't need to impress anyone besides yourselves, okay? Only impress yourselves, and hopefully the opportunities will come to you. Take it easy, until the next video.